in wrapping up, George, what is the final thing you'd like to say to our listening audience?
The main thing I really want us to understand is that the importance of economic development is so critical today. You know, there are so many Americans going through financial crisis. You know, a lot of people are doing well, but a lot of people are not doing so well. And that's just not in Baltimore, but around the world.
Right.
So we have to get our finances together. We have to
Yes.
tighten up our belts. But especially the African American community, black man and woman, must do something for themselves. We must compete and put a team on the court to compete for the world's resources. And we have to start with our dollars first. If we get control of our dollars, we can deal with our politics, we can deal with our businesses, we can deal with our schools, we can deal with supporting and stabilizing our great institutions that are underfunded
Right.
and are being funded by other groups. And unfortunately, they get compromised because of that. Just like about politicians. You vote them into office. We did a great job of putting Obama in. But what about the financing? You know, in a bank, if you don't put anything in there, how do you draw interest? So the reason many of our interests are not being addressed, because we're not making the investment. We're not investing wisely. We're consumers. So we have to move from consumers to investors. We have to learn to control our purchasing power and flex our economic muscles around the world. And then we will get respect from people once we respect ourselves. And that means that we have to do something for self first. It's a hard task, but if we don't do it, no one's going to do it for us. We've been here for many, many years now, and no one has helped us out. We've helped a lot of people build businesses within the so-called black communities that we dominate and reside in. We know of Little Italy. We know of Greektown. We know of Jewtown. Where is Little Africa in the majority black cities all across the country? What happened to the black Wall Streets? We have to recreate that, because this is how we circulate our dollars among ourselves and grow our community. You can't have strong businesses without strong banks. You can't have a black community without a black bank and black institutions. So another primary objective of Black Bank of America is to protect and acquire our last remaining 25 black banks that are in America. And once we do that, we can truly organize a banking system for black America and the world. And they will respect us then. A lot of times it's hard for black banks to compete with the big banks. And if you notice, in a lot of our industries, they're disappearing. The black networks, TV networks, last year, the last one was bought. The black radio stations are disappearing.
Right.
And it seems like, by silence, every year, industry by industry, the beverage industry, the automobile industry, they're disappearing. So if we have the black banks, the last remaining black banks to disappear, can you imagine the condition that we will be in? So Black Bank of America is not going to allow that to happen. And we're asking you to not allow that to happen and be supportive of your own institutions. Black Bank of America will regenerate black businesses in our communities, restabilize those institutions that Minister Farrakhan spoke about at the Million Man March. What we want to happen on 10-10-15 is for 1 million black men and women to do this. Lift up your phones. Lift up your cards. That will speak volumes to the world. And I guarantee you, when someone sees 50,000 or 1 million plus black bank accounts being moved, they will surely respect you, and you'll get to the table to negotiate a position of strength. And that's what we need first. We don't even have to say anything almost at the Million Man March. You show them 1 million bank accounts being moved, and it will say everything, I assure you. So let's start there. It's the beginning. It takes you to do it. Let's start it now.
Well, I'll tell you, George, you are quite a dynamic speaker. What you've said this morning has a tremendous impact on me, as I know it does to our viewing audience. Give us your contact information one more time so we can look you up.
You can go to www.blackbankofamerica.com. You can call 410-205-9011. We want to see you on the mall at 10-10-15 in Washington, D.C., Justice or Else. And also, we want to see you 10-15, that's 10-16-15 back in Baltimore. Because every October 16th, that's our holy day. We meet here, we'll have some things at a couple of the universities, and that will be a couple of days events. So that's Saturday, Sunday. You know, you can go to the website, that information will be there on Black Bank of America. Click on the link, and you'll get further information about that. We look forward to seeing you.
All right, well, there you have it, Baltimore. George, we thank you so much for being a guest on our show. We look forward to you coming back. And for our listening and viewing audience, we thank you for tuning in. I'm Jackie Love, and we'll see you next time on the next edition of As a Matter of Fact.